Nancy said. We won't, Kirby said. We'll stomp down the stairs so she knows we're coming and has time to clean herself up. Come on. She came back up to a normal standing position and straightened her shorts before bouncing out into the hall. Nancy got out of bed and followed her. The thought of Kirby stomping any place was incredible, and it was something she needed to see. Kirby's feet were as cushioned as a cat's, so she followed, even though she didn't want to burst in on their mother in a private moment. She ended up being worried for nothing. Their mother turned to greet them as they came onto the porch. Her eyes were very bright, but otherwise, there was no sign of tears. You sounded like a herd of elephants, she said. I was sure it was Brendan. I don't think he's awake yet. Kirby dropped into a canvas chair opposite their mother and stretched her long legs out in front of her. Why are you up so early? You're dressed and everything. I thought you'd want to sleep in this morning after that long plane ride. I guess I was too excited to sleep. Elizabeth Garrett was a soft, pretty woman with a quiet kind of gentleness about her. I wanted to see if it still looked the same in the morning light. It seemed so strange to be back again in the same house I lived in as a little girl, to be sitting here on the same porch, looking out at the same sea. It's a bit like the Riviera, Nancy said, drawing in a deep breath of the salt air. Not as crowded, of course, and the sand looks whiter. She seated herself on the end of the chaise at her mother's feet. Is it still the way you remembered it? It's grown up a lot, Elizabeth said. Those pines along the driveway were only about 10 feet tall when I moved away. The flame vine by the door, I remember it as a scrubby little thing when my father planted it. Now it covers the whole wall. Other than minor things like that, though, it's the same wonderful place. The tenants took good care of it. I hardly hoped to find everything in such excellent condition after so many years. I'm surprised you didn't sell the house after Grandma died, Kirby said. It must have been hard trying to keep it rented all the time. Your grandmother didn't want me to sell it, their mother said. She told me there would come a day when I would be glad to have a place to come to. There was a tenderness in her voice, a remembering. Strange how she could have known that. She was a very special woman, my mother. There should be some pictures and scrapbooks and other things of hers stored in the attic. We'll have to look through them someday. That would be fun, Kirby said. She liked to claim that she could remember their grandmother, though Nancy was sure that she did so just for the attention. Nobody could remember someone she had seen last when she was 2 years old. Nancy certainly didn't. I'm glad that we did come here, Kirby continued. It'll be fun to stay in a private house for a change, instead of a hotel. You won't think so when you have to clean it, Nancy said. We'll have to change our own sheets and dust and scrub the toilets. She wrinkled her nose. Just like people you read about in books. Still, it'll be a good experience, I guess, for a while. Girls, Elizabeth drew a long breath. I'm afraid I have to tell you something. This isn't going to be... The stairs thumped again, drowning out her voice. It wasn't fake thumping this time, but the sound Brendan always made on stairs, even when he was barefoot. He clumped through the living room and came out onto the porch, walking on his heels. His knees were bare and knobby under the edges of his swim trunks. What's for breakfast? He asked. Elizabeth's face brightened, as it always did when she looked at her son. Brendan was a handsome little boy with his father's tilted green eyes, as clear and as deep as the sea. He had soft, light hair and a dimple in one cheek like an angel. It was ironic, Nancy often thought, that he looked like an innocent little darling, but in reality was so perfectly horrible. My hotel-raised child, Elizabeth said fondly. There's no restaurant service here. We'll have to take the bus into town and get some breakfast there. Let's swim first. Brendan rocked back and forth from his heels to his toes. What are you guys sitting around for? Don't you want to go down?